Right, what's happening, people? Time for day 2. So far so good. Needs a bit of finishing off. That shouldn't take too long. And the main focus, I think today, will be making it flow into this section so you can get a good bump out of it. And then been talking about building this corner up between the takeoff on the landing of the other jump to make a sort of shark fin into that landing, and then obviously have to build that landing up to match. But that's probably more than enough work for today, so let's see how much we get done. So let's see how it's running. Bad. That's more like it. Pretty happy with that runner, with how it's going. It's not going to crash into the tree anymore. Know where I'm going. I think I'm ready to start working on it again. Happy with the result. I have a bit more confidence now, and can carry enough speed into it so that I can hit the jump without having to pedal in between, which is good. I'm going to set the camera down, have a little run and see where my exit point is. Clear time marks going off this sort of direction, so might even be where not a proper burn, but some sort of wall to sort of catch yourself on and pump off of, and then cover into that. Going to give this a bit of a test run as it stands, see if it works, if it needs moving a bit, see what the placement's like, and then carry on. Don't want to do too much work without trying it. So it definitely seems like it needs moving further out, further away. I'll have a few goes first. Make sure it's not just me being shit. That was better. Definitely think I need to move it that way a little bit. Use it as more of a takeoff than a corner. I think it's time for another test run. I was struggling to get the line at first, but just needs a bit of work, and I think it'll have some flow, a little bit of a landing building into it to carry the speed. I think it needs to be a bit steeper, and maybe even pushed in a bit. See how it pans out as I go. test run. Looks like it's about right now. Landing where I want to land, aiming where I want to take off. So I've actually had a bit of a skateboarding injury recently, and it's left me with a bit of a poorly wrist, so taking off on that takeoff at that angle giving me a bit of pain in the wrist. So I'm going to see if I can recruit some fellow bikers, test it out for me, see what they think. Yep. Yep. Yeah, pretty successful test run. Everyone managed to get a clean run over it, and yeah, obviously needs work smoothing out. It's just starting to rain, which is good news for the build because it's really dry. It's just going to make it easier to hold its shape. So I'm going to get soaking wet, but I don't mind, it's going to be good. With how dry it is, the rain's not really doing much, but cleared off a bit of this area in the meantime. I'm going to dig a bit of a pit, a bit of a trench. Need basically dirt for this landing and dirt for that takeoff, so don't want to be running miles just to find good dirt to fill it in. I'll dig a bit here. I'm going to go quite shallow and long so I don't have a big deep pit in the middle of the ground. Nobody likes that, but yeah, need good dirt. That's the next step. Fast forward a bit and got a little pit dug, got the topsoil out with all the roots and crap in it, put that just behind where I want to start piling up the good dirt for the landing. It's only a matter of time before we've got a decent landing here. Progress so far. Takeoff still looks good. Just built the landing up a little bit more and we'll be ready for a test run. Whew. A little sketchy, but that seemed to work. Had a little think about it, and this is where I'm landing on this edge, and there's a lot of landing just not being used, so I'm going to rake it all up a bit, shape it out a bit different to, you know, utilise more of the dirt as an actual landing. I've been thinking again, and I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do. At the moment I'm skidding left and sort of building up a little berm without even doing anything at the moment, but really I'm wanting to go that way, and the idea is I come in, land in here, turn slightly left and then flick it right. So if anyone's heard of the Scandinavian flick, it's a stylish manoeuvre. That's all you need to know. It's the idea anyway. I think it's going to be another day that I start that, because can't dig for too long, knackered.